Welcome back to Yehoshua's Daf Yomi Shiur, where the Daf continues until the complete revelation, arrival and appearance of Messiah the son of David, Mashiach ben David. May it be soon and in our day. Today we're looking at Tractate Chullin, page 59b, about one line into it, with the words Rabbi Dosa Omer. Rabbi Dosa Omer. Rabbi Dosa Omer, יש לקנאים, יעת הצורך לחזור על טלפיים, יש לטלפיים צורך, אתה לחזור קנאים קרש, אף על פי שאין לו אלא קרן אחת מותר. Rabbi Dosa says, if it has horns, it is certainly kosher. It is certainly a kosher, undomesticated animal, and you need not search for cloven hooves. But if it has cloven hooves, you must still search for horns. And with regard to the animal called a keresh, even though it has only one horn, its fat is permitted for consumption. Klalahu. V'hareis diyesh lo karnaim t'lafayim v'chel v'yasu. Kruchois v'einon v'harishon d'kruchos chel v'yasu charuchois v'einon. The Gemara asks, is this an established principle? But isn't there a goat which has horns and cloven hooves, and still its fat is forbidden, as it is a domesticated animal? The Gemara responds, we require horns that are layered to designate a kosher animal as undomesticated. A goat's horns are not layered. Okay? The Gemara asks, but isn't there a bull which has layered horns and still its fat is forbidden, since it is domesticated? The Gemara responds, we require horns that are grooved, and a bull's horns are not grooved. The Gemara persists, but isn't there a goat which has grooved horns and still its fat is forbidden? The Gemara responds, we require horns that are branched, and a goat's horns are not branched. The Gemara asks, but isn't there a gazelle whose horns are branched? It's not giving up, and you're not letting him off the hook so easily. Okay, but isn't there a gazelle, a tzvi, whose horns are not branched, and still the fat is permitted? The Gemara responds, we require horns that are rounded and not broad like those of a sheep. The Gemara concludes, therefore, when an animal's horns are branched, there is neither judgment nor judge, and the animal is without a doubt undomesticated. Where they are not branched, we require that they be layered, rounded, and grooved, and it must be grooved in a pattern such that its grooves are absorbed into one another. Behind the karkuz. Ha'iza karkuz, the havi be'erish gelusa. Ya'akun malo tzana d'arba mina. Ravach yasar Rav Shmuel berei d'Rab Yabahu achal mine kare nafshe mi pri pi ish tizba bitno. And this is certainly the uncertainty that arose concerning Karkoz, the Karkoz goat, as to whether or not it's considered a domesticated animal, as there was a certain Karkoz goat that was in the house of the exilarch, from which they removed a full basket of fat after slaughtering it. Ravach deemed the fat forbidden because he considered it a domesticated animal, but Rav Shmuel, son of Rabbi Bahu, ate of it. He read the verse about himself, a man's belly shall be filled with the fruit of his mouth, Proverbs 18:20. In other words, due to his learning, he knew that it was permitted to eat of the fat of the Karkoz goat. The sages sent a message from there, from Eretz Yisrael. The halacha is in accordance with the opinions of Rav Shmuel, the son of Rabbi Abahu, that a Karkoz goat is an undomesticated animal and its fat is permitted. But nevertheless, be mindful of the honor of our teacher Achai, who deems it forbidden, and do not partake of the fat in his presence, as he enlightens the eyes of the exile. Amar Yehuda, Keresh Tavia de Beilai, Tigris, Arya de Beilai, Amrav Kahana Tisha, Amhasa, Have, Ben, Una, Leuna, de Arya, de Have, Alai, Amrav Yosef, Shitasar, Amhasa, de Have, Mashche, de Tavia Beilai. The Braita states, and with regard to the animal called a keresh, even though it has only one horn, its fat is permitted for consumption. The Rabbi Yehuda says the keresh is the gazelle that is native to the area of Beilai. The tigras mentioned by the sages is the lion of Beilai. Rav Kahana says there are 9 cubits between the ears of the lion of Beilai. Rav Yosef says the length of the gazelle of Beilai is 16 cubits. Amalei Kesar. Rav Yehoshua ben Hanania, Elohechem k'arei metil, dichteiv, aryeh sha'ag, milo yira. Mai rebuse, rasha, katil aryeh, amar le, lav ki hay aryeh mesil, ki aryeh de Beilai mesil, amar le, ve'en le mechazit, le nihali, amar le, Lo masil chazit le, amar le ivra, chazina le, bayachameit akar minduchte. The Gemara recounts a Roman emperor said to Rabbi Yehoshua ben Hanani, your God is compared to a lion. As it is written, the lion has roared, who will not fear? Amos 3:8. But if so, what is his greatness? A cavalryman can kill a lion. Rabbi Yehoshua said to him, God is not compared to that lion, which a cavalryman can kill. Rather, God is compared to the lion of Beilai. The emperor said to him, I ask that you show it to me. Yehoshua said to him, you cannot see it. The emperor said to him, truly I wish to see it. Rabbi Yehoshua prayed for mercy, and the lion of Beilai set off from its place of origin toward Rome. Ki havi marchak arba mea parasi. Niham chad kala filo kol mea brasa v'shur dromi nafal ad mirchak tras mea parsi niham kala achrina atur gabe shnina legavi yafu nafal mikursai al yara amale b'mitusa minach bay rachamei ale dilehedar leduchte bay rachamei ale ve'adar leachare yasre. Interesting story. So basically, he was saying that the Kaiser said to Yehoshua ben Hanania, your God is like an Aryeh. He quoted something, alright? He quoted verse, will not fear. Aryeh sha'ag, mil yira. Okay? He said, no, it's like an Aryeh of the Beilai, whatever that is. It's a lion that cannot be hunted. It's a cut of its own. It's its own breed, its own thing, and no one can hunt it down. Ke Arya de Beilai. Okay, so he said, "Let me see this Arya Beilai." He wanted to know Arya de Beilai. What is it? What's this magnificent creature? Yehoshua said, "No, we can't. You can't see it." And so the emperor pressed on and says, "I want to see it." So Yehoshua said he prayed for mercy, and then be careful what you wish for, because that's what happened. Kachavi, the lion of Beilai, set off from its place toward Rome, and when it was 400 parasangs away from Rome, it roared once. And all the pregnant women miscarried, and the wall of Rome fell. When it was 300 parasangs away, it roared another time, and all the men's front and back teeth fell out from fear. And even he, the emperor, fell from his throne to the ground. The emperor said to Yehoshua, I beg you, pray for mercy with regard to it, that it should go back to the place from which it came. But Yehoshua prayed for mercy with regard to it and returned to the place from which it came. Interesting. Aryeh of Be'ilai. Okay? Amalei Kesar Rav Yehoshua ben Chananya ben Adi Chazeh Lelo Haichu. Amalei Lo Matzich Chazit Le Amalei Ivra. The Gemara recounts another story similar. The emperor said to Yehoshua ben Chananya, I wish to see your God. Rav Yehoshua said to him, you cannot see him. The emperor said to him, truly. Okay, we'll stop here. And it looks like we're getting some interesting stories. So, alright, to be continued.